In part 1 we made a few explorations and we end up in Tarmers, when the next stage is to proceed with the region option for our last action. Because we are in the hollows, we can use the special ability of this region. We can search or hunt. Search allows us to take one trophy, and hunt, we can draw an enemy, and if we succeed we receive additional 3 trophy tokens. But in this case I will go with the search and we get 1 trophy token. This was the last action, and now we go to the camp phase. During the camp phase we restore attribute related to the downstone, but our Sphara is fully healed, so there is no need to restore any attributes. This is also for our camp ability. Next stage is to check all our feat cards, and if we had a used one we can restore 1 feat card. And now we can reorganize our saga cards, because we have a side quest that we will probably do at the next cycle, and this involves an easy will test. It's good, for example, to take a Sea Sentinel's plate instead of Holy Little Fang, because now we have 2 saga cards. One is our ally, Korra, and a ritual of Sea Sentinel's plate, and during the test we will be generating the dice from these cards. In camp phase we also may summon a creature or choose a god card. We have already Pomorion in the game, so there is no need to search for another god, but I will use a trophy to search a creature. And in Tarmers we are in the wilderness and ruins, so we are able to choose a creature among the cards with the ruin symbol or wilderness. If you spend only 1 trophy, you pick up the card randomly. But if I, for example, want to use my wilderness token, additional, then I may see all the creatures from the wilderness and choose the one that is the best for me. In this situation, let's take a fiend. He will join my character. During the game you can have active only 1 creature card. And a fiend has a map ability. This is icon that I can use this card before or after any of my actions. And if I use this card, I may send out the fiend to remove any 1 threat from any region in this Timor. If I boost the ability with this trophy token, then I will be able to extend the fiend's range to all Timors. So it's nice to have a creature of this kind. And now we enter next phase. We don't have any herald miniature now in the game, so we don't activate a herald. Of course we put 1 blackstone on the ritual rift here to mark that the time is running out, right? In this scenario, when we put all 7, the scenario ends. And according to the scenario, we need to take a Murk token and infest one of the region with the Murk that is with our hero miniature. So I put this in Zernibor because I want to be sure that Uteral Blaze is clear from the Murk. I probably will try to get rid of the threat from the Wolf Gate, and I have some things to do in Caradon and Tarmers. After the next phase we go to the next cycle, and we begin the next cycle of course with the Sventovit phase. We rotate the statue, and now we are under influence of the Fate Stone. As I mentioned before, now we can try to finish the side quest, Unearthed Graves, and because it's done we can use this as an action. Leave the course and sacrifice 1 offering token or pass an easy test. I want to keep the offering token with me, so I will be entering the easy will test. During this test, of course, I need to face one Nyx die, but I will get one will from Cora and one will die from the Sentinel's plate. In each test we always have one die of the corresponding attribute that we are testing. So this is our regular die from the attribute test, the Nyx die, and those two we receive from our saga cards. And the difficulty in this case is easy test, so we need only one symbol that will be in the final resolution of this test, and then we will pass. During the hard test you need to at least 2 piercing symbols, and the epic test we need to have 3. And the rules are that if we roll symbol of Nyx, this will cancel one of our player's symbols. The skull we will receive damage on, in this case, will, because it's a test of will. And critical means that we receive 2 points of damage on the tested attribute, in this case, will. So let's see. In this situation we haven't managed to pass the test, but we still may re-roll some of our dice. And we have few ways that we may re-roll our dice. One of the ways are the offering tokens, and when you play with more players, any player may use offering token to re-roll any one die, even Nyx die. By spending prime, you may reroll one of your die, and you may spend a journey token to do the same. I will spend one prime to try to reroll, and we manage to roll a critical. This counts as 2 pierces. And remember, we only need 1 pierce, so any additional pierce results in this test can be used to cancel attribute losses resulting from Nyx die. So if I cancel with my crit this damage, I still pass the easy test. So let's check the card. And now we managed to do a success. We take 1 trophy and 1 item. Quahag's grains, and then remember this card will go under our pathstone. This is settlements, and now we are praised. This was our first action. Of course, now we are in our journey phase, and before the next action we can use Fiend to send him to destroy this threat. After you use a creature, just shuffle the creature into the deck. As you can see, we clear the Wolf Gate from the threat, and we clear the Uteroblaze from the Murk, so now we just need to focus on our story card and fulfill the scenario. As a second action we will go explore the Pomorion forest, and now we enter here the region with the threat. So instead of our explore card we need to draw an enemy, and we have a Drawn Dead. We check for the special ability Ambush. In coastal regions the Drawn Dead gains Shield of Instinct. And because we are at the coastal region, this enemy is more difficult for us. So as you can see now we don't have any weapons that are based on vigor, and before we start the rolling dice, we can do our reaction. Reaction means that we can swap a card, and I will, for example, here, I will exchange the Cora with Wolfang's. And because it's a reaction, it cost me some attribute points. So I need to spend one of Vigor to be able to equip this card. So now we are into the challenge, and we begin with the first step, initiation. Now, it's a part when we create our pool dice. I will pay 1 Vigor to get 1 Vigor dice, and from the quarrel I will spend 1 point of instinct, and the Sentinel's plate will get me 1 die of will, and additional I will receive a shield on will to protect me, and if I manage to roll a critical here, I will be able to exchange this for any I will trigger a critical ability to get any 1 rune and a shield in Vigor. So this is my pool, and the enemy gets 1 Nyx die. If we had a Murk here, the enemy would be getting an additional 1, and if this Timor would be under influence of a Blackstone, the enemy would have 3 dice, Nyx dice. And let's try to defeat the Drowned Dead. So here we have a symbol of Nyx, and this will trigger the attribute loss, damage on will. But we may use this shield to protect us, but this will be in the resolution. Now we are in the determination step, so we can manipulate our dice and play cards to change the the final outcome, right? So we managed to acquire success in instinct and vigor, but we need to get rid of somehow of this instinct shield, and we need to check, do we have some abilities that will be able to help us with this. For example, Fervent Soul, you can reroll your die any number of times by spending will for each one, but I need something better, so I can use boost this card to use additional ability, remove any one shield from the enemy. So yeah, I will ignite my soul and use this feat card on this enemy and spend 1 prime to remove any 1 shield from the enemy. So I will just destroy this shield, and because I additionally roll a will symbol, I can protect myself with this spare will symbol to neglect this damage. Or of course I can use a shield. So yeah, that's basically a simple challenge. The Drowned Dead is defeated, and after resolution we just clear this enemy, and he is going to the discard pile. We receive 1 trophy for him. So now we remove the threat token, and this was our exploration that ended up with a fighting with enemy in this region. In a situation when we failed to defeat the enemy, the defeat the breed effect will be applied. So we need to shuffle this enemy into the deck, and shuffle 1 of the upgraded enemies into the deck. After this we go into the region option, but we don't have any special abilities here. We still may perform a ritual of recovery or summon a creature, but I need to keep these trophy tokens for fulfilling the story card that in the later stages. In third action, we will explore and go to the Caradon. Let's see what we have in the mountains. Cave of Truth. The mountain trail leads you deep down the pass, where you spot a hidden cave. Cryptic runes carved at its mouth tempt you to venture deeper. Within you find an empty chamber with a watchstone radiating white light. So as you can see, we may see the two outcomes. If this timer is affected by a downstone, Sventovich shall reward the path you've chosen. And yes, we have a downstone here. And if we are heroic, recover a feat or cure injury, prized, take a item, and we are prized. So we receive additional item, sunlight crystal. And if we will be exalted, take a offering token or recover 1 prime. If this timer is in a grasp of Nyx, the Ugmor shall bring misery upon you. So we will resolve all those negative things. But in this case, we are under influence of a downstone. This was our mountains, so we receive third journey token. So as you can see, we have our maximum. If we manage to receive additional one, we can choose which one we want to keep. After this exploration, we go to the region option, and it will be good to fulfill the story. So yeah, put a wilderness and mountains. So this part of this story is fulfilled. We may go to the next section. The sight of a weapon crafted from the bones of a creature does not earn you any trust. Most foes fall silent, and those who are brave enough to talk only tell tall tales. You feel, however, that the artifact is pulling you towards the nearby sacred site. So yeah, the next stage is to go to Tamers and make an offering. And I will need to choose to soak the axe's blade in the blood of your victims and become bathed in blood, or burn the trophies to forge a link to the horn's previous owner, Fiery Bond. And as I mentioned, I will go for the heroic. This is my last action. We go before the turn. We may use our special ability and just move here. And if we want to, in exchange of exploration, we now may decide to just rest here. And during rest, we receive attributes and, of course, a prime. So 1 prime. One instinct. And let's add 1 vigor and 1 will. Now we go to the region options, and again we will use our fulfill our story card. And yes, we need to put 2 trophy tokens in Tamers, and this will allow us to proceed with the next story card. So we take Fiery Bond. You can check what those cards do, but it is cool to just take the one that you choose. Next time you will play this saga, you can follow different path, and this card will be a next stage of the story. But in this case, we become heroic. So we are praised and heroic, and the scenario will be ended here. The first scenario, the path of the chosen one, is very simple one, and from this stage you can jump to the Mask of Ugmor, the new campaign, the scenario, but in the next video we will talk about the different scenario that is more universal. In summary, the mechanics are very simple. Now we would jump into the camp phase, restore our points, restore a feat card. We can rearrange, upgrade like new cards The next is a next phase. We mark with the mark, rotate the center feet, and we go another cycle. So the rules are simple. I hope this will answer many of questions regarding the rules. In the next scenario, there will be probably few things that we forget to mention here, but we cover the exploration, rest, we have test, we do some side quests, we have a regular challenge. If you understand the basics, you can just have fun with adventuring. So thank you for your attention, and see you in the next video.